Alright, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make this pretty regular sounding screech, not a white noise one. Let's get into it. Okay, so I started off with a Serum instance, this lovely one. So the wavetable that you pick really doesn't matter, to be honest. It could be anything from this weird fucking kick waveform to just a regular saw wave, or it could even be a pulse. So what I started off with is just a basic saw wave. I put on 9 unison, turned up the detune about 0.12%, turned up the blend all the way, turned down the phase and the random. The wavetable position only matters depending on what wavetable you choose, but what really ties it together is the envelope, which if you connect it to the pitch shifting, which is the coarse pitch, right here, by dragging this up to here, then what that does is it controls the pitch based on this envelope here. And in this envelope, all you need to do is drag the attack to around 90 milliseconds or less, maybe 60 to 100 milliseconds, but for now I'll just keep it at 60. And you want to drag the decay out and down to about here. You want it to last as long as this, though, because if you don't, then this is going to happen. And no one likes the sound of that. So you should probably drag it out around here. And I just turned up the tension on these two just a bit higher than they originally were. You can use an LFO to control things like the pitch even more. Like you could do this and then assign the LFO to the same coarse pitch, and you can make some weird sounding shit like this. But we'll just keep it like this. So next up, you want to assign this to a track. I just pick any track really. And on this track, I have these 6 plugins set up. Now, it might seem a bit intimidating at first, but it's really easy when we get down into it. So the Fruity P controller controls the Fruity Reverb's wetness, which means that it can do this. Because it takes the volume and turns it into a controller. And I just set it up like this. Copy it if you want to, I don't really give a shit. So the next thing on the list is Fruity Parametric EQ2, which I used to high pass the screech, and I also added a bit of highs and also this midpoint, which you can modulate the frequency of, and it sounds like this, which is pretty neat. And on to the next plugin, which is Fruity Fast Dist, just a regular Fruity Fast Dist. I didn't change anything. Next up is the Fruity Reverb 2, which you're going to need because without it, it sounds like, which is a bit dry. And next on the list is another Fruity Parametric EQ2. This time I high-passed it again to get rid of the lows created by the Fruity Reverb 2. After this is a gross beat, which is just used to sidechain the kick with the screech. So you might be wondering, what are these things for? Well, basically automating the reverb to mix level in correlation to the kicks. Basically just manual sidechain, and that's because gross beat isn't a controller, which means I can't connect this to the gross beat. So when you play it and you look into the mixer, it just does that. And this is really useful because without it, it sort of sounds like this. I mean, it still sounds good, but it just the reverb just stays there and doesn't really do much. So that's about it for this tutorial. I'll see you guys in another fucking thing. Might release a kick edit of speakers by NSD soon. See you guys in that.